Hi. So, good afternoon. No, good morning,
Good.
Philippines at
Yeah.
11 a.m. Yes,
Mhm.
and good evening sa amin dito sa
Good evening,
California.
guys.
Good evening.
Yes. And what time is it today? It's 7 p.m. in California.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take time to share this post muna before we start.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna do that.
yes.
Okay.
And it's so exciting
Super
kasi
tita.
if people are looking right now, makikita nila na may bago akong kasama sa Ménage à Trois. So let
Hi,
us share this
hello.
post. Yes. Thank you guys
Okay.
for being here. And
Thank
thank
you
Thank
you
so
you
for
for
much for
having
having
us.
us. I'm so
of course.
Yeah.
excited.
We're so excited to have you here too. And ang ganda kasi ng magiging topic natin today. So I'm very excited for it.
Mhm.
And yung mga viewers din, later kung may mga tanong kayong pang-puso, willing kaming sagutin yan. Lalo na po kasama namin si Ara and si Nina for today.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, we welcome 2022. Marami tayong wonderful changes for the year. And we're just so excited. And right now, we have Nina and Ara, the newest members of Ménage à Trois. And guys, why don't you introduce yourselves also? We'll start with Nina. Yes.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for having me. My name is Nina Defensor. I wear a couple of hats in my life besides being a single mom. I am a marketing and PR consultant and a full-time cosmetic tattoo artist. And
Oh.
I've also been practicing mindfulness meditation for about 7 years now. So, medyo marami akong multi-passionate being ako.
Yes.
Marami akong
Artist.
tinatako.
Renaissance women. Ayun.
I also
And
paint, and
yes.
my podcast is on hiatus right now. It's called Grown Up and Blown Up. And so I am so happy to be with Ménage à Trois right
Yeah.
now with these
Oh my
powerful
God.
women.
I'm
And
so
nakakatuwa
excited.
kasi tatlo tayong may mga tattoos din. So,
Yes.
we're all like, we love artwork.
Yes.
Yan. So,
Oh.
next is Ara Chaudhary. So, actually, kasama na
Hi.
talaga si Ara sa Alab Assembly since last year. But this 2022, kasama namin siya sa Ménage à Trois. Alright, Ara.
Actually, last year pa, when Julie started Menage a Trois, she was trying to get me, she was trying to reel me in, and I'm like, I don't know, kasi I don't know, may anxiety ako
Going live.
about being in front of the camera. Like it's so much easier being behind the camera and then watching
I
the
get it.
people, diba? So
Yeah.
I did a tarot show though for a year, um and that was fun. It was fun. It's just really exhausting. So we were
Energy
talking
wise,
about,
no?
oh, energy wise, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Kasi
I'm
you're
so excited to
absorbing
get
your
read by
red.
you.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
later I'll do free card pulls.
oh
Baka
my God.
Yes,
Ay,
mamaya
sige.
magkakaroon tayo ng love
Yeah.
advice portion.
Yeah.
Yes,
Welcome
because it's
yung lahat.
February. Happy
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's, wala pa. Happy Lunar New Year muna.
Yeah, sorry. Kung hei
Mm-mm.
fachoy to everybody.
Okay, Pachoy.
Yeah.
Ano yun, maraming ano yan eh, siniswitch nila, tinitweak nila yung kung hey fat choy into kung walang fat
Gong,
joint or something. Basta may fat joint, di ba?
Okay, fat
Pero
joint.
bong tayo ngayon, bong tayo.
I only found out this morning that kung hei fachoy means may you become rich.
Like prosperous, no?
Like,
Parang yun ang
yeah.
gusto nilang
Yung
i-pass on.
literal meaning niya.
Accept ko yan.
Oh,
Accept ko
yes.
yan.
This is our year. I mean,
Oo.
no matter what happens, this is the year of bravery, like what you were saying kanina, Julie.
Yes, Year of the Tiger. It
Yeah.
symbolizes or represents bravery, courage to pursue your fierce passion, ganon, di ba? So, lalo na ngayon na I feel supported by other women, di ba?
Oh.
We're all supporting each
Yeah.
other and we have this very, very good energy. since kilala na namin talaga si Nina from way back, and Ara has been a good
Uh-huh.
friend to us also. So
Yeah.
maganda talaga yung
Yeah.
vibe ng show na to. Salamat
It's
Yeah.
na nandito
important,
kayo.
it's important
Thank
talaga
you.
for women to support each other. Kasi parang, sino pa bang magdadamayan, di ba?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should be like a just a solid code,
Mm.
and we just have to stick together talaga.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're here also to break yung mga stigma, yung mga stereotypes na iniisip nila na
Mm.
porket na may tattoo, patapon buhay, nag-weed, patapon buhay. Alisin na
Yeah.
natin yan. It's a
Hindi na uso
Irresponsible
responsibility.
yan.
mother. Ay,
Yes.
ang dami
Yeah.
niyan. So much.
Mm.
Aha.
And by the way, check natin yung mga viewers natin. We do have Ed Agustin. Hi,
Hi, Ed.
Julie.
Hi,
Yes.
guys.
Ayun, Stark
Actually,
Reefer.
mga ano, I
Magandang
should have shown the
buhay.
name. Ito si
Stark, Jazz, and Maria.
Star
Ayun.
Creeper. Let me check on how
May
I
shout out
can
from
put their
Bacolod
name.
City.
Yes.
Uy.
I
Shout out
wish
to
may...
call. Ay,
Uy, nawala
what
si
happened,
Julie.
Julie? Okay, take it away.
Sorry guys. So we accidentally pressed something. I wanted to show
It's like a
the
That was
names
so
farce.
funny.
of the people.
It's like a
Very
farce
good.
or may bubukas na
Yeah.
door, tapos may lalabas, tapos may
Oo.
iba na namang
Magkatabi lang
bubukas
talaga
sa'yo.
kaming lahat. Ano lang,
Yeah,
yung
Kami sa
tapestries namin or ganun.
sa ibang
Oh.
dimension. Sorry. But thank you.
Lois.
And ayun pala, nakikita pala yung name nila kasi kanina ayaw magpakita. So, Jazz.
Mm.
Si Jazz, magandang buhay. Yes. And
Yes.
then si Ate Maria. Hi, Ate Maria Wana. All right.
Hi,
Thank
guys.
you.
Shout out
And
Bacolod.
yes, shout out from Bacolod.
Namit gid.
Yeah, actually, I want to make sure that we are still live.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good, good.
blinking.
All right.
Mm-mm.
So, yesterday kasi guys, nag-private meeting tayo and we discussed yung polygamy, monogamy, and polyamory, correct?
Mhm.
Because those are three different dynamics sa isang relationship. And we probably have met other people na iba yung views nila when it comes to relationship, correct?
Mhm.
So I would like to know your opinions about those dynamic relationships. Na
Yeah.
iba-iba sila. Let's start with you,
Unethical.
Nina. What do you know? What do you think
Okay.
about
Yeah.
Well,
polyamory, polygamy, and monogamy? Yes.
I'm not an expert on things kasi I've been so sheltered as a serial monogamist.
Mhm.
You know, so I had been in a relationship, like long-term relationship since I was 15. And I know Julie has seen me throughout the years since I was like a teenager go through bastos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I like when my last relationship and I had separated, that was the longest time I had been single. So so far I remain curious about, polygamy, polyamory, pero I've always been a monogamist. And we were talking kanina na parang, I know a couple of people who are polyamorous, and I met them last year lang. I did a semi-interview with them, and yun nga, I was telling you guys kanina, sabi nila na they are a couple who both have separate serious relationship partners and everything is consensual with consent, diba? But hindi ko pa mag-grasp the concept of all of them being in love with each other because they really actually seem to be in love with
Really?
each other. And so I want to ask Ara about that so I can understand more. And
Yeah.
so I want to
Go.
understand.
Okay, so obviously I'm the one with the devil horns here.
Kala mo lang
I
yan.
guess
Halo
the-
yan. Ano ka ba?
ano, multiple sungay.
Multiple. Crown na siya. Ayun sa likod ko.
Ayun no, may crown ka pala. Tree. When I was a kid kasi, my father was Muslim. So, we were the second family. And then he had a family in Bangladesh. And he'd talk about his family, he'd talk about his other wife as if she was like an aunt or she was another like another part of the family. Like we had extended family that we weren't aware of. And walang walang pinaramdam yung mom ko that there was anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Although of course, sa mainstream media you'd
Hindi
see
siya traditional, parang
hindi siya
gano'n, no?
Yeah.
traditional. Dapat mom, dad, nuclear family, ganun. So, I grew up with this thought na I belong to such a weird na family dynamic. I belong to such a weird family. My dad wore skirts. There was another mom and I had other siblings but we weren't together. Ganun, ganun. Later on, when, puberty hit and people were starting to get crushes, I couldn't, ewan ko din eh, parang yung, the idea also of a traditional relationship, I couldn't find myself, like, leaning towards. Like, whenever I
Yeah.
would have crushes on people, I couldn't find myself, like, attracted enough towards them to be curious sexually. But I was curious about my own sexuality. And then it was later on that I discovered that I was demisexual. And
Mm.
so
Which
parang
is
demisexuality is
Yes.
when you need to establish an emotional connection with somebody before you feel attracted to them. So yung mga
mm,
amiga ko, pag nagkikwento sila ng mga sex lives nila, parang I'm happy for them. I don't feel any prudishness whatsoever. I am excited for them. But at the same time, I can't imagine myself like being that cavalier when it comes to sex or when it comes to
right.
relationships.
Yeah.
And like I was fine being single for a very very long time. Ako yung single friend na takbuhan ng lahat pag nagkandaletse-letse na yung mga love life nila. So it took me a really long time to find somebody na that I had a connection with and that I
Yeah.
felt like I wanted to go all the way with. So
Right.
so that was one aspect of it. And then later on din, kasi it was also parang we had a hard time defining what it was about also because this person was leaving anyway. Parang
Mm-hmm.
we were only really together for a month. And then after they left, they napapansin ko na they were starting to connect with other people. And for some reason, I wasn't, parang I wasn't jealous that they were
Mm.
having fun with other people. My jealousy was stemming from the fact that they weren't spending time with me anymore, or they weren't
There was
giving
a
me.
time like
Or like,
Yeah.
yeah.
mm-mm.
And
Like you just want to be in that person's life somehow,
parang
regardless.
like I didn't mind sharing if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And I find that I find out later that there's a term for it. It's called compersion. Like
Comparison.
Oh,
instead of feeling jealous that the person you love has other people that they love, masaya ka pa for them. Because it
mm.
means that they're taken care of. It means that um there are people looking out for them the same way that you would, especially because it was long distance and
Right. I have a
and
question
yeah.
though. Um,
But
Mhm.
do you, when you guys started dating, do you guys already talk about, hey, I'm a polyamorous person? Or does it just happen naturally, like the sequence of events and then the conversations will happen later
Yeah.
on?
It when you know it it's we I was really young and that wasn't even my first serious relation. Wait. Was it my first serious relationship? It might have been my first serious relationship. Pero I with my baby daddy, tawagin na lang natin siyang
Mm.
baby daddy. Na itatago natin sa pangalang Christian. With Christian, from the get-go, we agreed that we were polyamorous. Parang
Mm.
when I got with him, that conversation was, it
already,
started out kasi nafubo kami because we were
Okay.
both in love with other people. So it was like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
oh my God, he's watching right now, I
gets
think.
spicy.
So it started out na fubu, and then we were just exploring where things were going, no, and we established first the friendship before it went anywhere. So when we got involved, we agreed na we would take it by the day, and we'd take it for parang for as long as we wanted to commit to what we had with each other, but that
Mm.
anything that was happening with other people didn't change what was happening between us. and
Mm.
we're
It's like it's
also not.
okay if they don't understand as long as we understand. Then
Yeah.
something like
Or
that.
Oh.
hindi din, parang if for example Christian Christian was dating other people, as long as the person understands that I'm in the picture and
Yes.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
them and they would be fine with me being here, hindi ko sila
Yeah.
papakialaman. And
Yeah.
with, especially in Philippine society, no, na ang lakas ng
Very
entertainment when
judgmental.
it comes to
Right.
kabit-kabit o
Oh.
mga ganun na mga bagay-bagay. Like, it was really a long process for me of
Yeah.
like unlearning that, of figuring out na wala ngang mawawala sa akin as long as I understand my own boundaries.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I
That's
also,
so
it was
important.
painful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know
that falls
yourself.
under ethical
Yeah.
Yes,
dating,
yes.
right?
Ethics. Yeah.
Yes.
Because cheating is still cheating.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you lie to your partner about where you're
Then that's
going and
cheating.
Oh.
stuff,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's cheating. But with polyamory, communication is key talaga. You have to be able to communicate. I'm if you're, for example, if you're starting to fall for someone, if you're interested in somebody else, you have to communicate that to your partner. Otherwise, they're gonna be, 'di ba? They're gonna be confused
Kailangan
about where
parang
things
ano
stand.
talaga rin, in a sense, it's not for everyone because not
Yeah,
everyone will have that tolerance to, 'di ba, for
yeah.
Exactly. It's
and
It's funny though that the people in the comment section are interested in cannabis lang.
yeah. Well, we are ano naman din, of course, we are fighting
we're
for that
wellness.
too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
wellness, social justice, human
Mm-hmm.
rights, and we're
Yeah.
actually talking about this as well. Yung kasi kailangan
Mhm.
matuto talaga tayong umintindi at maging open-minded, not just with we,
Yes.
Yeah. It's about
with other people.
equality
Yes,
and
exactly.
Relationships and stuff.
understanding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
relationships. But also, Nina, you mentioned kanina that you're more on the monogamous
Mhm.
dynamic when it comes to
Yeah.
Mhm.
relationship. Yes.
Yeah. Only that's just my personal preference, but
Mhm.
I remain curious and
Mm-mm.
respectful and
Yes,
accepting of all my friends and peers who
which
are,
is wonderful.
um,
That's why we're
yeah,
friends because we can understand other
polygamous ka
people's.
ba?
No, what I mean is like, actually, I feel like
Mhm.
partly demisexual din ako kasi I just can't go on a like
You can't be
physical
casual.
or
Mm.
intimate pero wala
Right,
yung connection talaga na
Mm.
kailangan meron yun.
right.
That's,
And
so
what's that word who gets the kind of person who gets sexually aroused by by an intellect?
intellect meron din
Intellect.
yan. Oo.
Sapiosexual.
Sapio.
Yes, yeah.
Ayan.
So
Sapiosexual.
may
Okay,
ganun
okay.
din siya.
Yeah. It's we were just laughing about that the other day. Now we were watching this show, The Power of the Dog, such an important
Mm,
movie. Very, very, you know how Westerns are typically masculine? The Power
right.
of the Dog
Mm-hmm.
is very confidently feminine. But there was a character na payatot siya, tapos ano, and very obviously effeminate. And I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, that's my type. Like, especially when they start talking facts. Parang,
Okay,
okay na.
so that reminds me of, because we're all into the divine feminine, right?
Yeah.
Aha,
Divine
aha.
masculine, divine feminine. So
Mhm.
that's also something that that I've been studying, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Usually,
yeah.
if there is a man excited, if there is a man who is more in touch with his feminine side,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so many guys are this way. I have so many friends who are this way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
straight, effeminate.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so they usually attract the opposite type of
Mhm.
one who's very like in
Mas
touch with their
masculine.
masculine side,
Yeah.
Na
like
babae.
go getter,
Parang
yeah, go
ganun.
go
Yeah.
go. And
Mhm.
if you really take notice, you will find that
Mhm.
the people around you, they always polarize each other, like
There's
internally.
yeah, it's the idea of the binary, no, na
Mm-hmm.
parang if we look at masculine and feminine, rather than looking at it as gender, but looking at it as two different forces,
Yes.
like
Yeah, exactly. An
push
May
energy.
and
tawag
pull.
diyan eh,
Oo.
it's never mind. Pag naalala ko. Pero
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there's something about the masculine energy and the
Mm.
feminine energy. that you can have both. A woman can
You
have
Yeah,
both.
everybody has
everybody
both.
Yeah.
has
So
Yeah.
yeah,
both.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just a matter of parang what's dominant or
Yeah.
what's but everybody also has the capacity for parang collapsing these binaries within themselves,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's like I believe a lot of people are on that journey of collapsing
Mm-hmm.
these binaries. May mga
Yeah.
there are people who identify themselves as non-binary. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sort of trying to discover if like if I would like if I would define myself as non-binary, I'm still really enjoying my my ano
Ayun.
to my
Sorry.
femininity.
Yeah.
There's
Ayun, anima and
sorry.
animus
Yes,
ni
yun yung
Jung.
sinasabi
Ni
ko.
Jung,
Yung, yeah,
sorry.
you got that.
Mm,
Anima and animus ni Jung. Tama.
mm,
Yun yun. So, thank
Mm.
you. Thank you. And guys,
mm.
we're gonna open our love advice. And
Baka may
Lara
Oh,
can do
questions
tarot
kayo.
reading. So kung may
Oo.
okay.
questions kayo, just put it on the
Yeah.
comment section. And of
Parang
course,
Jody Mango.
oh, so to break the ice, baka
Oh my
sarcastic yung
God.
sagot ni Ara. De, joke lang.
Nice.
But aside pa doon, while we're waiting for people to put down their questions, kung meron kayong questions or anything when it comes to love, want to
Mm.
get advice, or just want to get tarot readings for personal or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
reasons you want.
I
And yeah,
have
write it
I
down.
have questions though. Like when we were talking about topics that we wanted to bring up
Yes.
for February, Nina mentioned sexual transmutation. So
Mm.
I'm interested in tantric sex. I'm interested in
Mm.
like so I want to ask about it. Like what do you what do you want to say about sexual transmutation for those of our audience who are not familiar with the term?
Yeah.
The
Correct.
first thing I have to say about it is that
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the most important thing and the most overlooked thing because
Ha.
by definition sexual transmutation is channeling or collecting your own sexual energy, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be about lust, and
Mm-hmm.
channeling it into somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we most of us already all know that energy is transferable, energy is
Yeah.
malleable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When you whether you're having sex with a partner or whether you're just together but you are in a flow of creativity,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
that means you're sharing your sexual energy with
Ah,
someone.
yeah,
The
that's right.
process of transferring it is the
Mm-hmm.
transmutation part.
Does
Mm-hmm.
it
But
have to
here,
do with oxytocin or something? Remember,
I
parang may
mean, it's all part of
part of
it.
it. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when we're talking about oxytocin, it's like the love chemical, compliments release this, hugging,
Yes.
sex
Mm-hmm.
releases this. But that's more on like the biological side of
Mm-hmm.
the science. Transmutation is like science and spirituality.
Energetic.
And
Yes.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's energy, it's physics and
Mm-hmm.
spirituality in one. And
Mm-hmm.
this is where I always go parang I always remind my friends who forget, don't I respect what you guys want to do in your intimate lives and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
we are getting older.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hooking around, and at least sa mga
Mm-hmm.
ka-alignment ko, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-mm.
be careful with who you engage with sexually,
Yeah. Kasi
because
you're
if you don't
absorbing their
know
ano din.
Their
exactly,
Yeah.
energy.
Oo.
if you don't know the person, and then let's say you have a one night stand, aren't
Yeah.
there those moments na parang magigising ka and you feel all of a sudden you feel, I don't know what's going on with me, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos
Yeah.
sometimes may, because we're having sex with somebody who has unresolved trauma or
Yeah, right.
issues
Yeah.
imprinted in them, whether old or new,
Mm-hmm.
nata-transfer yon. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Di ba mas
next
nagiging
person,
wild eh? Joke lang. Kasi
it's
yung energy
internal
niya,
Or
peace eh.
awkward.
It,
nag-break
oo,
lang ng ano.
nade-disrupt yung internal peace natin. Kaya
Yeah.
there are
Mm-hmm.
times, I mean, I've been subject and victim to this na parang hindi ko alam kung bakit ako pitik all of a sudden, or
Or
Yeah.
maybe the
why do
energy
I
was
have this
so.
sadness or anger all of a sudden. And because I was uneducated in the field of energy at that time, I
Yeah.
didn't know that I was actually reliving the energy that was transferred into me,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
And
ganun,
So how can
it's
you,
such an interesting thing.
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Ara, what's your question?
Despite ano, parang kasi even when I'm not having sex with people, I'm still absorbing
The
people's
energy.
Yeah.
energies, especially
Mm-hmm.
when, pag malapit yung mga tao. How do you,
Mm-hmm.
like, can you tell our viewers how you can, like, protect your
Protect your
energy,
energy. Yeah.
protect your
Yeah,
peace?
totally. Because
Yeah.
this is something that I do
Lalo
every
na sa
single
mga
day.
empaths,
Mhm.
'di ba?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with part of
Lalo
the
na sa
reason why I
empaths.
meditate so much is because
Mhm.
my line of work involves one-on-one meeting with
Mhm.
people on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Kahit it can be as simple as you visualizing and just really focusing on your breath and
Mhm.
Yeah.
visualizing a white light or a bubble of
Mhm.
protection around you. It
Mhm.
depends what kind of modality you choose.
Mhm.
Ako, I combine visualization of light and feeling. And I also
Mhm.
smudge with white
Mhm.
sage, palo santo.
Yeah.
Lahat,
Mhm.
Yes,
as
sage
in,
here.
I've developed, because of this journey, I've developed some
Mhm.
kind of OCD kasi lahat
Uh-huh.
inaano ko, sinasmudge ko, pati pera.
Mhm.
Especially pera. And people overlook this because
Yeah, oo nga 'no.
ang pera, ilang beses na yan dumaan sa
At saka ang
maraming
bigat ng
tao.
energy ng
Yeah,
pera, oo, ang daming attachment
exactly.
sa pera, totoo yan.
So
Shit, I
you'll
should be
find me at
smudging my money.
my
Nin, may
house
suggestion
always
ako.
like
May
smudging my
suggestion.
money.
May suggestion ako.
Mhm.
Puwede rin ba para tama ka na yung kung meron kang intense, trauma or something like that na of
Mhm.
course, when you have sex, you can transfer that energy, whatever that
Mhm.
energy is, kung ano ba
Mhm.
siya,
Yeah.
paano kung mag-weed ka muna, parang so, isn't that
Parang
Eh,
sort of cleansing din siya para ano, kasi
definitely no,
'di
ano,
ba, in a
it's
sense, your
it will
intention is
act
to
as a parang conduit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
When you smoke the weed and it becomes
Mhm.
like the instrument for you to sana govern your internal peace, but you have to
yes,
set the intention, no matter
intention,
what,
Yeah.
yes, it's the
no
intention.
matter
Kasi
whether you
agree naman
shroom
din
out
ako
or
yun,
weed, yeah,
yes.
then
Mhm.
mm-mm.
'Cause someone
Tas tsaka,
commented ano, eh, weed plus sex daw is okay. Sabi ko,
oh yeah, no,
yeah,
weed
Yeah,
plus
yes, we
sex,
agree.
especially if you've decided that, if you vetted your
Your
partner na
intentions, it
okay,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay siya, oo. Oh
And
yeah.
I just wanna quickly share, segue lang. There are ano nga, sex products na CBD based,
Oh
ganyan,
yeah,
na
that's
Mm.
all
right.
sex oils. So, there's
Yeah.
even this company here, Foria,
Mm-hmm.
Foria, and they do have products na CBD sex oils, ganyan. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
interest
interesting.
may
Yeah.
suppository
Oo.
pa. So,
Yeah. Yung sabi ng
tinanong
ano
saan
ko,
siya lalagay?
sabi ng Reiki
Wherever.
teacher ko about weed, it's not, weed isn't a cleansing na, it's not for cleansing, but it's
Yes,
for invigorating. So that's why
Mm.
parang if you, amplifying pala, it's an amplifier.
yes,
So if there's, ano tawag nito, if bad yung energies, if you haven't cleansed beforehand, it's just going
Yeah,
to
it's
amplify what's
amplifying.
already
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there. Oo. So,
100%.
Yes,
mm-mm.
I agree naman. Kaya talaga maganda kung nakaset yung intentions mo.
Yeah.
And that is why
Yeah.
it's very important to view weed as a sacred plant too. Kasi this
Yeah.
is coming from Mother Nature,
Yeah,
di ba?
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
that's sexual
energy is real.
transmutation. Energy. Energy
yes,
is so
Uh-huh.
important. Energy is everything.
Yeah. Oh God, there was a year na I came. I went to, when I first went to my Reiki teacher. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
she was scanning my energetic body, and she was like, "Bakit yung right foot mo hindi maka-move forward?" And I just been with somebody na, na parang yun yung problem niya sa buhay. Mahirap siyang mag-move forward. And then I'm like, what? So I got his
parang
shit.
napunta
Oh,
sa'yo.
na-absorb
Yeah.
ko yung wound niya.
Mm.
Yung wound niya imprinted itself in my auric field.
And
So,
yeah, that's super true. Energy
mm,
kasi is, or trauma is stored in the body in
yeah.
different places, and there's a pattern to
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, lots of abandonment issues are stored
Yeah.
in the hips. Yeah,
Oh.
emotional,
Oh,
like parental issues are stored in the ankles. And
Uh-huh.
that's also, I broke my ankle
Root.
in
Uh-huh.
2020, and that was the first thing that my theta healer told me, without
Mm.
really me
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
so
Well,
much.
that's a good
Yeah.
thing. I didn't know na birth trauma or something. It
Mm-hmm.
has
Yeah.
I know that it affects the body. That's why nga yung stress can cause cancer, 'di ba? Or
Mm-hmm.
can
Yeah.
cause other
Mm-hmm.
illnesses. So,
Mm-hmm. And it leads to that.
yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, knock on wood, but that's the flow of it. Those are
Yeah.
low vibrational
Mm-hmm.
states that just lead to one worse thing next to the
Yeah.
next worst thing.
And I think
Lalo
sa
na pag
adulting, sorry, I
mm-hmm.
mean, segue lang sa
Mm-hmm.
adulting, parang halos lahat din may trauma, no? We all go.
Everybody needs to
Mm-hmm.
heal.
Yes, that's
Mm-hmm.
why everybody needs to
Yeah.
heal. Cannabis can
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
help you heal if your
Yeah.
intention
Mm-hmm.
is there too. And
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hi,
There's
Kuya
this saying,
Ed.
"Hi, Kuya
He's like,
Ed."
yo.
Actually, si Ate Maria, then let's go back to the comments quickly para naman
Okay, let's do it.
Oh
hindi,
yeah,
hindi
quantum
namin
physics for
kayo
sure.
ini-ignore, don't worry.
Yeah.
So,
Sa
Hi,
parang
guys.
ano, sa energy, taga to sa energy
pwede ba
healing.
magtanong? Yes.
Ayun, yeah,
Pwede
sure, go
magtanong, pwede
ahead.
magtanong. Yes.
Ask your
Reggie,
question.
hi! Tapos
Yun.
si James yan.
Yun.
Tapos
Pwede
si
po ba magtanong?
Tanong, yan. And then,
Yes,
Yun.
tanong.
From Tacloban.
yes,
Oy, diri
Tacloban.
akmaara magwaray-waray.
Uh,
Meron kaming kaibigan dito sa Bay Area na
Yeah.
taga Tacloban
Taga
sila dati.
Tacloban.
Yes, and
Oo.
meron silang restaurant
Yeah.
before, Stereo
Mm,
Sushi. So, shout
Stereo
out kay
Sushi.
mm.
Ryan and
Hi,
Nina. Yeah,
Ryan.
I
sila yung
love
may-ari ng
going to
Stereo
Stereo
Sushi.
Sushi
Although
before
naapektuhan siya
Yolanda.
nung Yolanda, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but nandito na sila ngayon.
Mm-hmm.
And then sabi ni Paloy, Paloy is from the Bay Area, kilala namin yan. Hi Paloy, pa-shout
Hi,
out naman.
Paloy.
Yes.
Ayun. O sige, nasa na yung question?
Yes, sulat niyo lang yung question. Sabi ni
De,
Ate Maria, thank you po mga ates. You're
Oh,
welcome,
you're
Ate
welcome.
Maria. I shall
thank you
see you
po for
soon,
sharing
hopefully.
mga
Yes.
ates.
And
Oh,
Leah.
yes.
Leah de la Vega is actually also part of Alab Assembly from Portland,
Ah,
Oregon. Yes,
Hi,
hi
Leah.
Leah. And
hi
Nice to
Leah.
totoo,
meet you.
energy is real.
For
Yes.
Oh
show.
yes,
Ito
Yeah.
yung
for
sabi niya
sure.
kanina, si weed plus sex equals good times. Sabi
Mhm.
ni Cax. Speaking of ano rin, no, quantum physics, di ba?
Yeah, for
Ayan.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yung energy transfer ng quantum physics, more on like parang energy ties na kayo, no? Kasi once, it's like two quantums that connected in a sense
Oh
na
my God.
dumaan sila sa isa't isa and then they end up having the same connection kahit malayo sila sa isa't isa. What
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
other person feels, nararamdaman
exactly.
nito, parang ganun yun eh.
It's
Mm-hmm.
remote work
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
and
So,
distance. You can do
Telepathy.
distance healing.
and that's even
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
proven.
Yeah.
Einstein they can't even explain the science behind it, but it is there. Yung,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even
they
even
had
if it's not
something, no?
a romantic relationship, like
yes,
yung best friend ko dati, we used to
parang
have shared
soulmates, ganyan.
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oo.
I do that all the
Parang
time and share
you don't,
energy, protect people from afar.
yeah, you
Hmm.
don't even have to be, you don't have to have past life connections with somebody for them to become your soulmate.
Yeah.
Parang soul ties are created by the day, like even in your present na reality,
Hmm.
even with new people that you still meet. So it's
Yeah.
important to
Because of free will. Diba?
Yes.
mhm,
Everybody
mhm,
has free will.
Yung
mhm.
pinili kong font, no, script, medyo mahirap
Hindi
basahin. But
mabasa.
I will read it.
I can't read it.
Jimena. How have
How?
you come in terms with your sexuality and energy? I mean, how were you able to know and understand it?
Come
Meditation
again.
really helps.
Like,
Meditation really helps.
how have
Kasi,
you come to terms, yeah, with your sexual
Mm.
energy, and how were you able to know and understand it?
I think
Parang
it comes with
internalize,
age.
no?
You
You
know, like,
internalize
mhm,
yourself din eh. You have to
yeah.
know yourself.
But it also comes with you just needing to experience certain things. Not even, it doesn't even have to be like in terms of the engagement of sex, the
mhm,
act of sex, just events in life. And you just have to get to know yourself more and more as a person.
yeah.
It's something you can't learn in your teen years unless na super freaking
Mhm.
old soul ka,
Yeah.
diba? And chosen one ka.
I
Or
think
something.
talagang
It's
you go
also,
through all those struggles and it kind of molds
yeah.
you because how you react
Yeah,
to those struggles will mold
yeah,
you.
Yeah. And
There's also a
sexual
lot of
energy is about
underneath.
creation. Yeah, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Super.
Yeah.
Asa, ano nga
Especially
eh,
in our
parang,
society. Kasi 'di ba, we're so restricted, especially kung babae ka, dapat ikaw yung maghihintay na may lalapit sa'yo, ikaw yung it's
Panliligaw.
mhm,
there's ang daming
yeah.
restriction sa babae when it comes to sexuality na it
Yeah.
becomes
Mhm,
hard to para bang especially when you're starting to understand yourself or understanding what your sexual preferences are, it's hard to explore because of
yeah.
social stigma and stuff.
Guys,
Y-
meron ditong nag-question. Actually, with uh we start with Jamina, pero meron din si James
mhm.
William na
Oh, that's a
question.
good question.
May
Oh my
effect
God.
po
What's the
ba
question?
sa
May effect po ba
baby
sa baby pag
pag
nagsasmoke yung
buntis?
buntis?
Yes.
Did you guys read that study ni, what is her name? Dr. Dreher.
Mhm,
But
What
there,
I heard nga sa studies, I don't
mm,
know if that's from the same doctor that you're saying, Ara,
yeah, yeah,
pero the babies tend to be more attentive.
mm,
Actually.
yeah,
But, kulang pa rin sa studies, pero ito yung
mm,
just marijuana alone, right? Kasi
yeah.
hahaluan mo pa ng yosi, sigarilyo,
In-isolate
ta's
yeah.
ganyan,
nila.
I mean,
Yeah.
alak, 'di ba?
That was a
Dapat
study
isolate.
that was a study I read when I was pregnant with my
Yun nga,
first
attentive nga daw.
na mas sila earlier socialized. They become socialized earlier in their lives. Earlier
Amazing.
than children of mothers who've never had weed. But then in the study they had to isolate mga mothers who para bang they did this with Jamaican mothers because weed is a weed is a free plant there. They don't consider it parang they really consider it medicine as opposed to
Mhm,
American mothers who na at that time mix weed with other stuff. So
mm.
parang mahirap i-isolate, no? So
Yeah,
when they
definitely.
conducted the study with mothers who did weed every day, by the way, as they were pregnant, the babies came out, mas mabilis silang, like, the babies were earlier when it came to, like, being able to lift their head, being able
Mm.
to pay
The
attention to
motor
other
skills and
people.
everything,
Mm-hmm,
and the
mm-hmm.
milestones.
Yeah. Julie, naka-mute ka yata.
You're muted at.
Yes, sorry.
Ay,
What I was saying is mas advanced yung progress na nangyayari.
yeah.
Although, like, we have to claim then, scientific studies still daw aren't enough to prove kung meron siyang health repercussions. But so far,
Mhm,
yun talaga yung nakikita nilang results when it comes
mhm,
to the child, 'di ba? When the
Yeah. And
parent
mhm.
smokes weed. Yeah.
it's not surprising because of anandamide, 'di ba? Because,
Yes.
like, weed has a component that we human beings are receptive towards.
Natural sa atin na tinatanggap yun, and it actually
Mm-hmm.
balances our um, system. So, kung
Yeah.
mayroon tayong mga toxic parts sa endocannabinoids natin, ibabalance niya yun.
Mm.
Right. Although, of course, since we aren't doctors and the
Right.
Or yeah, we're
I really
referring
wish
to ano lang talaga, studies
The
that
things
we've
that
read.
we've
the
read.
things that
Yes.
we've read, yeah. If
Yeah.
only lang
And of
parang
course, ano,
hindi, may rule lang kami na sa kids namin, bawal silang mag-smoke. Although I smoked while I was pregnant. Bawal silang mag-smoke until
smoke
they're
weed.
like
Yeah.
20. Yeah. Smoke weed, not tobacco.
Nicotine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think
Ayun.
meron kasi before na nagtanong na
Yeah.
I remember sabi sa akin na ano daw yung point of view ko sa age limit kung kailan sila puwedeng mag-smoke ng weed, ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, ang sinagot ko dun is, for me,
Mm.
mas
Mm-hmm.
maganda ka talaga kung nasa proper age ka na you get to process the emotions
Yeah.
without weed. You
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
understand everything. Parang
And
experience mo
physically strong
muna,
enough,
oo,
no?
Mm-mm.
experiencein mo muna lahat ng
Yeah.
emosyon na puwede mong ma-feel,
Yeah.
in a sense na walang weed,
Mm-hmm.
para alam mo talaga kung paano ito
What's
kasi
the
growing
difference?
up naman, those
Mm-hmm.
experiences will come to you. Let them come to you. And I
Yeah.
think pag adult ka na or at the right age na, you really need medical attention ng weed, di ba? When it comes to PTSD or depression
Yeah.
and all that. That's why for me, it's not always good vibes because a lot of
Mhm.
weed users actually really suffer from depression,
Mhm.
PTSD, a lot of traumatic experiences that weed helps them to calm down, relieve
Yeah.
Right.
their stresses,
Even
and
with physical injuries.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely helped my healing.
Mhm. Oh, do you wanna that was such an interesting story na like I wanted to hear about your healing journey
Mm.
with your
Oo nga
foot,
ni.
no?
Because
Oo.
you said last
Yeah.
year you weren't walking at this time of the
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
right?
Well, my journey to energy healing began soon after I started my meditation
Mhm.
practice, which is about 7 years ago.
Mhm.
In 2019, because nga I work and do so many things,
Mhm.
I got burnt out
Mhm.
physically, mentally, everything.
Mhm.
And I developed, this was before my injury, I developed Bell's
Mhm.
palsy.
Mhm.
So I woke up one day thinking that I had
Yung
had a stroke. In
numb.
2019 lang, yeah, as in
Yeah.
like the left side of my face had
Yeah.
entirely fallen. And
Mhm.
I documented the whole thing.
Mhm.
Went to the neuro. The neuro said, yes, you have Bell's palsy. Might take
Mhm.
at least 6 months
Mhm.
for that to, get back to normal.
Yeah.
Matigas ulo ko eh. So,
Mhm.
syempre, I immediately did not accept that.
Mhm.
I started studying energy healing through my mentors, reading about
Mhm.
it, YouTubing it every single
Mhm.
day. I
Mhm.
developed a habit of waking up at 4:30 in the morning every single day
Mhm.
and visualizing the
Mhm.
healing, the cells being repaired. I
Mhm.
listened to 528 hertz as a frequency in
Yeah.
music kasi that's cell repair, diba?
Mhm.
And then, come 3 weeks, I noticed na bumalik na sa dati yung left side ng face ko. And
Wow.
then,
Okay.
1 year after that, I was working out in the gym,
Mhm.
2020. When I fell down sa gym, nabasag
Mhm.
yung right ankle ko.
Ah.
And because mataas yung confidence ko in energy healing and because mataas yung pain tolerance ko,
Mhm.
I didn't even go get an x-ray right away. 2 weeks. So, jelly na yung pa ako. Sinasabi ko na, I'm okay pa. It's just a sprain.
Crazy.
Mute ka, Julie.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. But I was like, you're manifesting pa na okay pa ako, okay pa ako.
As in. But
Yeah.
yun nga, so, I had an ankle replacement surgery. Bakal na yung
Mhm.
right ankle ko. 2
Mhm.
titanium plates, 12
Mhm.
screws. And,
Whoa.
yeah, it
Iron
was really
woman,
bad.
literally.
As in,
Shit.
tumutunog ako sa airport. As in, ganun.
Uh-huh.
Pagpapasok ka
Uh-huh.
ng ano, 'di ba,
Yeah,
yung metal detector?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, my surgeon told me
Dangerous.
na 6 months, possibly 1 year at the rate, at the condition, at the state of your foot, your ankle,
Oh,
no?
wow.
So, again, matigas ulo ko. I went back into my energy healing meditation practice. I
Mhm.
follow Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Mhm.
He's a meditation and quantum physics
Mhm.
um,
Yes.
expert, right? Who
Yeah.
talks about
Mhm.
these things.
Mhm.
And to make the long story short, instead of 1 year, 4 months nakapaglakad na ako. Wala na ako sa
Mhm.
wheelchair in about 4 months.
Mhm.
My surgeon, when he found out
Mhm.
how I did it, kasi dati he was like, don't remove your cast, don't
Yeah.
even walk. Wag mong itapak yan.
Mm.
You won't heal yourself. Mababasag yan ulit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, when I had told him, look, I'm okay, sent him a video. A week
Mhm.
later, he asked me to go back to his clinic to
Mhm.
help meditate and energy spot heal his patients also in
Ang
sports na
saya.
athletes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
So,
God.
ang
Uh.
galing eh.
yeah,
Actually,
and it's real talaga.
parang
Mhm.
kasi siguro through your work and your manifestation of those energies, kasi we do
Mhm.
believe that energies, na meron talaga yan. So
Yeah,
if you
Yeah.
parang you summon healing energies, darating naman
definitely.
talaga yan sa'yo. Because I remember also
Mhm.
with Miguel, yung inopera siya, because
Mm.
yung opera niya is they also kind of touched yung part sa throat niya na sabi hindi
Mhm.
muna siya makakapagsalita for like
Throat
yeah,
chakra.
for
Uh-huh.
a long time. But then
Mhm.
we like para alam mo yung deep inside hindi mo tinanggap. Hindi
Mhm.
magagawa ko pa rin 'to. And then he did recover really, really fast than yung binigay na timeline. And I
Mhm.
believe
Yeah.
kasi it's part of ano rin, what you're manifesting somehow.
Yeah.
Pero
We have the capacity to heal ourselves talaga.
pero
And
paano
Definitely.
naman natin
oo.
masasabi yun sa mga tao na they feel like they did manifest for them to heal themselves pero they still didn't
Mm.
survive? Paano
Yun din.
natin
Oh,
paano?
It
transitions, it's
So,
complicated, no? Pero
acceptance
there
yes.
are
na
some
yung ano
transitions.
problema dun somehow.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
so much
sorry
that
to
goes
say.
into it
Yeah,
kasi,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
It's not
oo.
just about sitting down and breathing. There's so much
Mhm.
inner work, shadow work
Mhm.
that you
Yes,
have to do if you
actually,
try
yes,
to
that's true.
manifest something tangible,
Mhm.
physical, or intangible. Pero your mindset is in poverty mindset. It doesn't work
Mhm.
that way
And I
because
think
Yeah.
dapat overall hindi lang yung mind mo yung magma-manifest. Even your physical, let's say, what you take in your body or you know what I
that
mean?
definitely
How
helps.
you
Mhm.
how you give time for
Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy habits, you can say.
yeah,
'Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang
Yung
gano'n.
yeah.
So
sinasabi niya na
overall,
shadow work, because like
Mm-hmm.
you could while you're manifesting your healing, you could also be stuck in certain beliefs na para bang hindi, this isn't gonna work, I'm just gonna try it out for ano, and without you realizing, or may self-sabotage involved, so that yung
Yeah,
manifestations mo get 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 muddied up.
yeah.
yeah.
So there's that also. And then there's also just plain um transitions for different aspects of your life, or different parts, different journeys, no? Like
Mm-hmm.
death is a natural part of life, and
Mm-hmm.
if it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like death and tarot cards actually represent new beginnings, new life,
Yeah.
Exactly.
diba? New
Yeah.
chapters and
Like
stuff like
it's
that.
not necessarily a bad thing for somebody to
Yeah.
die, because I don't know about you guys, but I believe na people transition to a
Yes.
different plane when they
Parang
die.
nandito pa
Yeah.
rin siya
Mm-hmm.
pero nasa a different ano lang
Mm-hmm.
realm or
It's a
something.
different
Yeah.
reality, like the 5D,
Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
also to touch on that, your inner reality is a direct representation of your outward reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just universal law. So if you're manifesting, questioning why you're not manifesting enough, you have to work on yourself, like really get to the bottom
Mm-hmm.
of it by
Yeah.
sitting down, asking
Mm-hmm.
yourself what your personal narrative is, ano yung
Mm-hmm.
story mo about yourself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and listen to your tone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you
Actually,
uplift yourself?
importante yan yung tone. Because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be honest, later ko na detalye yung mga
Mm-hmm.
pangyayari. But, I've been going through traumatic stuff. Or
Yeah.
I went through traumatic stuff. And
Yeah.
I think I'm still there. I still feel the trauma a lot. And I do go to therapy for it. My therapist, which in
Yeah.
they help me explain or they help me prepare me for future encounters
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so that I can react better to it. Hindi
Yeah.
mauuna yung hindi
Mm-hmm.
Hindi mauna
like
yung takot.
hindi mauuna yung
Oo.
takot, hindi mauuna
Yeah.
yung severe
Yeah.
anxiety, hindi mauuna yung
Yeah.
panic attack. Like
Yeah.
prepare ganun ako ina-address ng therapist ko. I'll help you
Mm-hmm.
prepare for those instances kasi you'll face those things in life. Tas
Yeah.
given na may nangyari sa'yong traumatic, will help
Mm-hmm.
you regulate your emotions kumbaga and
Mm-hmm.
then para maayos kang
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's very ano lang, it's very important also na kagaya nyo, you
Yeah.
guys are also very open to healing. And I am too,
Mm-hmm.
like even before going through all this trauma, I do
Mm-hmm.
start reading books, especially sa
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
mga Eastern philosophy kasi yung mga gusto ko talaga.
Mm.
It
I
helps
saw
me
nga on your
talaga
shelf.
even before. So,
Yeah.
yun yung interest ko talaga from before. But
Mm-hmm.
challenging siya talaga 'pag nakaranas ka ng trauma 'no, to really just recenter yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
just grateful that there are people that I actually, um, I actually look up to na talagang they
Mhm.
understand me and I can
Mhm.
be myself around them. And I can cry, I can laugh, I
Of
can
The
be
course.
myself
community
around.
is
Yeah,
important.
Yeah.
Oo.
because
Yeah.
they understand that human experiences are varies. So we
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
do express different emotions at some point. But the
Yeah.
important thing is we're all here to help one another heal. So that's
Yeah, and your vibe
Yeah.
so beautiful.
attracts your tribe, diba?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. May question dito
Questions.
with
Yes.
Leia, who
Leia.
said we'd helped with her nausea when she was pregnant. But she's asking about if you can hold energy trauma in your stomach. Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Definitely.
Oo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Trauma is by definition a negative energy stored in your
Mhm.
body, and it can be stored in any part of your body,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
And
ano
you
yun,
know,
di ba? Solar plexus is your power
The,
chakra.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Kaya
there's
pag
also
you
your
So
feel
this is
stressed,
creation.
uh-huh.
like ako, when my trauma gets triggered, or when you feel stress in general, when people feel stressed, nagkakaroon
Mhm.
sila ng hyperacidity or parang
Yeah.
Yeah.
nausea. So that's a
Hmm.
Mhm.
tummy, no?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
My throat chakra gets really blocked when I'm in a confrontation with someone
Mhm.
verbally. So,
Mhm.
no fail every single time. Kunyari, I'm in a low energy argument.
Yeah.
Nag-ano ako, nagiging scratchy yung throat ko.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
like, it becomes hard for me to swallow and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Napapaos ako agad.
pag
And
low
because,
energy yung,
mhm, like,
yung,
Yeah.
those are my triggers.
Mhm.
yeah,
When I'm
okay.
anxious before like going on stage for
Yes.
something, or
Mhm.
then I get hyperacidity sa
Mhm.
stomach. Yeah.
Mhm.
See, Leia is asking, can you heal my stomach pain? Yeah, how do you actually prevent
You
that? That's
Basically,
can you can
you have
actually,
triggers.
everybody has the capacity and the capabilities to heal themselves through envisioning, healing beams of light. We
mhm.
can actually delve into it in a more detailed manner next
Yeah.
time, and I can facilitate. I just have to
Yeah, we
announce that
can
I'm
do
not
kasi
licensed
Alab
yet.
naman.
Yeah.
No, we can help each other.
Oo.
Leia is also part
Oo.
of Alab. So,
Yeah.
magpa-private message tayo, private session
Oo.
ng healing if you
Mhm.
want with Nina. Pero alam mo, segue lang, pwede rin marshmallow para pang pang-iwas sa hyperacidity or tamsina. Ayan,
Ayun. Birahe.
yes.
Okay.
Pero good question yan kasi very
Mhm.
relatable yan sa lahat ng taong nakaka-experience
Mhm.
ng trigger and stress. Yung stomach pain
Yeah.
talaga, no, it comes with
Oo.
it.
Yeah.
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 And there's also so
Oh.
many different healing modalities. Like there's energy healing. There's also
Mhm.
herbs, of course.
Mhm.
We're all about the herb. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's like what specifically figuring out specifically there's why there's trauma in your stomach, so that even when it's already healed, it doesn't come back, because especially if it's a recurring na thing, if
Parang
it's a
alam mo na yung
pattern.
pattern. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you caught
oo.
it muna bago
Mhm.
lumala. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
What's important is that you're able to catch it in.
Oh no, catch it. And then she
That's it.
disappeared.
Yan. Babalik
We need to
yan.
catch her back.
Parang magic lang yan si Ninya.
Yeah.
Babalik yan sa atin. Probably nalobat yung phone niya. But,
Baka,
of
oo.
course, pagbalik niya, i-explain niya yung catch it, dot, dot, dot. Tapos tutuloy niya.
Yeah.
Sabi
But
ni
we've sort
Jessie,
of veered off topic, no? Ano to?
yes. I just want to
Going
share ito,
through
sabi
healing is a
niya.
challenge.
Yes.
Creating the balance is fun. Has to be fun, yet acknowledge weakness for it to be handled with. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
acknowledge first that there's a problem. Same with shadow work. You have to acknowledge where your hurts are, where your pains are, where they're coming from. If it's something that if it's something that you're causing, or if it's something that you're attracting, getting to the bottom of why are you attracting it in
Attracting
the
it.
first
Yeah.
place. How about us brachial plexus injury patients?
Injury.
How
Yes.
can we heal our nerve injuries, and how to deal with neuropathic pain? That's interesting. With I guess
Ang
when
doktor talaga yung question na yan. Pero
yeah, oo.
what we can share is yung healing energy na you can actually manifest. Kasi,
With Reiki, with energy healing, it takes on different forms. There's Reiki, there's ano yun, Qigong, ano yun?
Hi, sorry.
Hi.
Ayun,
Yes.
hi. May
We're talking
nagtatanong
about
about
ano, ayan.
brachial plexus injury patients daw. How can we heal our nerve injuries and how to deal with neuropathic pain?
I'm not qualified to answer
That's what
this
I said too.
question.
I was saying
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
floor, pero what we can share is healing energy
Yeah,
Oo.
manifestation.
yeah.
Go ahead.
We can
Yeah.
always picture ourselves, and we have to do
Mhm.
our own research in how we can channel our chi energy, our
Ayun,
warmth,
oo. Mhm.
and really taking the time to learn the different uses and the different parang points of the seven chakras.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because when kunyari sa nerve injuries, sa when it comes with spinal, ano yung brachial plexus? Spine ba to?
Brachy. Kailangan kong kunin yung ano. This is really this
Depending
is a
on, like in the book that I'm reading, depending on what area of um, trauma or disability you have, that will
It's
always belong to a certain chakra group.
it's ano
And
pala,
network of
nerves
nerves
in the
formed by the
shoulder. Yeah.
anterior rami
nerves
of
of the
the
shoulder, we
so
do have
connected siya sa heart chakra.
the heart
So it's
chakra and
Ang
oo.
everything.
shoulder,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the internal work, the shadow work comes in, because you have
Mhm.
to determine the root cause of why there's
Mhm.
trauma. Like matagal na trauma that's stored in that area.
Mhm.
Like, is it something that you're repressing emotionally about a certain event in your life? Is it
Yeah.
kapag throat chakra? Is it something that you vocally or are repressing? Also, everything is repression. They're
yeah.
Mhm.
all vibrational frequencies in your cells that get stored.
Mhm.
If you're not, if you feel like meron kang creative block, then
Mhm.
that is an ibig sabihin blocked yung solar plexus mo,
Mhm.
because your solar plexus houses your sexual energy, which is
No, sacral.
your
Yeah.
sacral
Mhm.
energy, which is responsible for your sexual energy and create,
Yeah, and
which is
Yeah.
responsible
creation.
naman for
Oo.
creation. Yeah.
Or yung throat chakra mo din, especially when like
Speaking up, yeah.
you have a hard time
Mm-hmm.
expressing yourself,
Yeah.
it can
Mm-hmm.
also be a throat chakra issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I also learned is that um, with sometimes when there are sometimes the trauma is a ancestral na pattern
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
it's like there's
Yes.
a pattern that repeats in your life. You could also see if it's a pattern that happened in your parents' life or
Yeah.
your
Generational
grandparents' life.
trauma, you know?
Generational trauma din.
Mm-hmm.
Oo.
Like ako, meron akong shoulder. I already had surgery because it
Mm-hmm.
always
Yeah.
gets dislocated.
Mm-hmm.
But sa joints, basically joints yung problema ko.
Joints.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So even with my knees sometimes. Pero yung family ko din, some of them have the same
Yeah.
problem. Like
Mm-hmm.
the doctor calls it hyperlock joint. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
like, yun yung naging experience ko
Parang,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Oo.
that's a good point also to take. Especially, like ako, tapos na. But I still wanna
Yeah.
manifest. Kasi sabi nila, pwede ka pa rin eh. Kahit na-opera yan, pwede
Yeah.
ka pa rin ma-dislocate.
Yeah.
So, I'm still
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
manifesting the healing na hindi na siya
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
mangyayari. And so far, thank you. Hindi pa siya
And
nangyayari.
Yay.
Yeah.
preventing it from appearing in your
Yeah.
progeny.
Yes.
You
Oo.
just
Yes.
have to be super confident that you are already healed.
Healed.
And so it is.
Claim it.
Diba?
Claim. Yes. Yeah.
Always
Mm.
claiming it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Ayun.
Ayun. Medyo
Oo
lumayo
nga.
tayo sa ano relationships. But
It's still
the
part of it kasi
relationship with
actually in
yourself.
self yun eh. That's
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
relationship with self. We did
Mm-hmm.
start with
Yeah.
couples and different dynamics of
Mm-hmm.
relationship to
Yeah.
ethical monogamy to sexual
Mm-hmm.
transmutation.
And
Yeah.
And
yeah, we talked
now,
about a
yeah, we talked
lot.
Everything.
about those things. And now we're
Yeah.
here to actually self healing in a sense.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So um see Ara can still do the tarot.
Yes.
Do
If
you have
you
any
guys, do you have
yeah.
questions?
Or
We
for
have
ano, yeah.
questions, even just
Yeah.
for the year. Any question you'd like for yourself na
Yeah, for the
anong
year.
for the year
Yeah.
2022.
I don't just have tarot cards here. I also have okay, let's read ano na lang. With oracle cards. If
Yes,
you want
yeah,
messages
Let's
for
do it.
for the year.
ayun.
What are the
messages for the
messages?
year,
Yeah.
for the new moon. Ang dami actually, there's a lot going on. Yesterday was a pretty powerful day, and it's
Yeah.
continued to today because it's like
Today it's still February. Yeah,
Feb
the power
2
of two.
22 to it's Tuesday.
Yesterday was a very powerful day.
Aha,
Grabe.
aha.
Mhm.
Sige. Okay, so do you guys sige Julie, ikaw muna. You want a card?
Sige.
Ay,
Sige.
natapos.
Medyo parang umatras. Sige. Sige na nga. Sige.
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 Sige. Okay, ayun.
For the year 2022. Ayan na.
Thunder. Your card is
Thunder.
thunder. Let's see.
Ayan na.
I'm gonna read.
Darating na yung thunder.
So
May
we're just
lightning na,
talking
tapos
about
may bang pa. Thunder.
yeah, and thunder is about make roaring, and you're a Leo, so this is parang I would see it as this is your year that you're gonna roar, that you're going to be heard for your voice.
This
Courage,
is
There's
your
a
year.
This is
yeah,
the year.
Yeah.
yeah. This orb is
Done with
this
all
is
the
about
BS.
power, and this is root. So it's like first you have to claim your power before you can really before before your surroundings will
I'm very
um
shy sometimes, but
yeah, and
nangyayari
you
yan.
have to roar. Oh,
Yes,
you have to find your parang inner voice na gusto mong ilabas.
Sing it out.
Oh,
yeah.
sing it
Yeah.
out.
Ito na.
Thunder.
Mm-mm.
Makikinig na
And then
kayo.
there's also bison. And this
Python.
is
Powerful.
so it's very, very powerful. It's such a powerful
It
card.
looks like a universe cloud. You know?
Basahin ko yung
Sige.
basahin ko lang yung description. Thunder? You're the thunder?
Yung may
Lightning?
may song nga na pumapasok sa utak ko
Katy
na may
Perry.
Yeah.
thunder.
I don't
Aha.
know.
Hindi, meron
Was
pa
it
isa eh.
roar?
Thunder. Saan yun? Hindi ba Prodigy yun? Or something.
Hindi ko
Prodigy
alam.
na iniisip ko.
Oh, okay. So when
It's
thunder
parang-
comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you will need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving, be ready. It makes
I'm
so
so
much
excited.
sense. Kasi
Yeah.
parang first you have to embrace your power kasi this is the typically the root is supposed to be underneath power, and typically you have to ground first, you have to figure out your place in the world first before you can embrace your power. Pero dito baliktad, parang mauuna muna yung power mo before you find your place in the world. May ganun siya.
So you have to
wow,
harness it. Hone mo. I-hone mo.
ayun.
Sige, i-hone natin yan, guys.
Mm.
Ayun.
Salamat,
Hello
Ara.
po.
Maganda, encouraging yan.
Parang distorted yung audio.
Hi, Greg.
Ako
Yeah,
lang
medyo nga
nagro-robot.
distorted yung kay Ara, pero we just go with it.
Yeah.
Narinig niya naman.
We also have from Jessie. Wow, thank you. That was deep. Law of attraction works. Yes, we can.
Yes.
Healing.
Yes.
Yes, law of
Thank you,
attraction is always
Jessie.
working whether we like it or not. It's just
Right,
universal law.
that's true. It's interesting. I've been figuring that out recently, yung law of attraction. Kasi parang even with things na ano yun, I got this insight na parang there are some things na are you sure you want to attract those things considering the kind of frequency that they belong in. Kasi parang especially sa Instagram, ang dami pang manifest this and you're gonna become a billionaire. Mga ganun na mga manifestations.
Yeah, yeah.
And while I'm all for abundance,
Yeah.
parang the idea of hoarding that much money is a little stagnant for me.
Greed is very a low frequency emotion,
Oo.
so
Yeah.
it's just so much goes into it, but it's also like the most like simplistic concept that
Mhm.
because it's too obvious, us as
Mhm.
humans
Mhm.
find it difficult to grasp sometimes.
Means kung
Yeah.
emoticon ako. Kung emoticon ako, yung kamay ako nakaganon. Para sa sinabi mo. Yes.
Yeah.
Oo nga. So
Yeah.
that's good to keep your circle. Na alam mong yung mga kasama mo hindi yan greedy. They're not about, the material and stuff. They're
Yeah.
more
Right.
on they're more on the honing the eternal value talaga ng tao.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
But
abundance
we're
comes to us in many ways.
exactly.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Sorry,
that's
you
what we
were
always
saying.
have to that's what
Yes.
we always have to repeat to ourselves.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
abundance comes to me in many ways effortlessly and
Yeah.
Mhm.
all of that.
Sabi nga ni Miss Kimi, she says this to us kahit sa private. Tapos, she
Mhm.
posted it recently. She always
Mhm.
says, like, we're
Yeah.
naturally awesome. Yun lang yun.
Mm.
And we attract the vibe that
Mhm.
ano yun,
That we put out
we
into
always
the
put out.
world.
I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
affirmations every single day. Nakakatulong
Mhm.
siya sa mood. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you. And guys, by the way, third week of every month, meron po
Mhm.
tayong bagong show. And it's gonna feature our very own Nina. And it's
Yay!
called Badass
And
Mama.
I
Oh
will have two
yeah.
Yes!
I'm
guests.
excited for that.
Yes! And
Yeah.
minsan magigest si R, minsan magigest ako,
Yeah.
minsan siya, minsan may guest siyang iba. But it's about healing
Mhm.
and manifestation, meditation, di ba, Nins? And there's so much
Energy,
more.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
So much
Yeah.
more like breaking the stereotypes of the moms in today's norm and
Mhm.
not just a parent kasi I relate it to my life as a single
Mhm.
parent and
Mhm.
Yeah.
lahat yan. Madami tayong pag-uusapan.
And
Exciting.
exciting din kasi tatlo pa tayong can relate sa motherhood, 'di ba?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's very
Mhm.
Yeah.
interesting. Kailangan din
I'd
talaga
love to
motherhood is
I'd love to
stressful, 'di
listen
ba?
in.
So we can also help heal ourselves from that stress para mas
Yeah.
Mm,
functioning tayo the best
yeah.
that we can, lalo na sa mga
Mhm.
kids natin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
yes.
sure.
I'm all
How
about
old?
And
compassionate parenting and
Yeah.
yeah,
it's a journey.
It's
You can't even.
impossible to imagine no na si Julie pala dito yung may teenager. May teenager na si
oh,
Julie. Can
next
you
month.
Can't
imagine?
believe
Next
She
month.
looks like
it.
a teenager.
Oo nga, grabe.
Mas matangkad na nga sa akin yung anak ko.
Oo
Oh
nga.
Gano'n
my
talaga
God.
ang bilis ng panahon, guys. And
Super.
Yeah.
kailangan kong i-ready yung sarili ko sa teenager life. Kasi
Oh
'di ba
my
'pag teenager
God.
tayo medyo pasaway tayo. So baka gano'n din.
Mm.
Pero, thank you talaga. Thank you so much, Ara and Nina, because you guys always bring out the healing energy vibe, and
Yeah.
you guys are always like, you're my tribe too kasi talagang we've always gotten along very well. Even with
Yeah.
Nina kasi si Nina, friend niya talaga si Miguel for like
Mhm.
since what,
Oh,
Nina?
yeah.
Ilang taon ka na?
So, Miguel was the classmate of my older brother in parang elementary pa.
Yeah,
Mhm.
elementary.
Tapos, dati tinatapon ni Miguel yung headband ko sa soccer
Ilang
field.
taon ka na, Nina?
I was probably
Ginaganon
like
ka niya.
7 years old,
Yeah,
8 years
ay,
old.
cute. Aw.
Yeah. So we go way back, way back.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
And si Ara naman has always been with us in Alab Assembly. And I'm so happy talaga na this 2022, she has been here. Talagang nandito na siya sa Ménage kasi last year ko pa
Full
yan
force.
sinasabi sa kanya na
Yeah.
Yay!
Ah,
Well,
thank
thanks for
fantastic.
having
you.
us, Julie.
And I'm just gonna
Yeah.
share screen Nina's flyer for her
Mhm.
new show. Let's see if I can find it
Wow, meron
here.
pa ng flyer.
May
Ay,
flyer
ayan,
na.
girl. Ito. Pero hindi ko pa siya na So, it's Bad as Mama. Starts
Wow.
third
Yeah.
week of February. And we're gonna post that soon. So,
Oh,
thank you,
that's exciting.
guys.
Thanks.
Yes.
That's so
Ay, nakita niyo
Yay.
exciting.
ba? Napakita ko
Yes.
ba? Yes, thank you. All right.
Oh,
Ayun.
wow, that was so fun. I can't believe the hour has
Yeah.
passed.
Yes.
I know. It's like, okay.
There's just so much
Parang,
we can talk about.
yeah.
So,
I'm looking forward to the next ones
yes,
for sure.
for
Me
March
too.
naman, we're gonna be
Mhm.
back. Ménage à Trois is gonna be every first week of the month,
Mhm.
Wednesday. in
Mhm.
California. Tama?
Mhm.
Wednesday tayo.
Mhm.
Yes, at
Mhm.
7
Mhm.
p.m. And then
Mhm.
that's always first week of the month sa Philippines ng
Mhm.
Thursday at 11 a.m. But it might change
Mhm.
kasi may daylight savings time, so it might
Yeah.
go
Parang
back to
plus
10
4.
a.m.
Okay,
or
okay.
plus, or is it plus one? It's either
Okay.
11, magiging 12, or magiging 10.
Mm.
I'll have to check. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be broadcasting na from Manila because tomorrow
Yeah.
uwi na ako sa Pinas.
Oh, yeah,
Eh,
that's
but
right.
Yes.
I'll see
Happy
you guys
trip.
again.
Pabalik yan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babalik ako in
Sabi
April.
ni
Happy
Ate
trip. Oh.
Maria, Ate Nina looks like yan.
Who's Yen?
Yan.
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 Who's yan?
Ate
Yan.
Nina looks like Ate Nina.
Ate
Yes.
Nina.
Sabi naman ni Dodong Michael, good noon ladies, mabuhay. Yes, afternoon na sa inyo,
Good
kain kayo
noon,
ng
Dodong
masarap na
Michael.
Afternoon.
lunch.
Happy lunchtime to you
Yeah, happy
guys.
lunchtime,
Yes.
Pilipinas.
And then, sabi ni Jessie, may the ham sa hand upside down, bless us with abundance.
Mm,
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
alright.
Hmm. Thanks,
And
guys.
yay, abante, babae. All right. Thank you so much. Ronin said solid, kaganda. Uy, salamat.
Thanks.
Salamat.
Thank
Morning,
you.
Alab. All right. Thank you for all the viewers. And we're
Yeah.
gonna go na rin. We'll see you
Mhm.
again. I hope you
Thanks for
really had
hanging out
fun.
with us.
Thanks.
Yes.
Bye.
Ayun, bye-bye.
Bye.